Hey guys, Total 5 here with episode number 46 of the Brighton career mode on FIFA 21. We're in to the latter stages of the Europa League. We're taking on Atalanta in this game at home at the Amex. So we need to just kind of keep a clean sheet. That is the main goal in this one. Don't let them get any away goals. And 4 minutes in, that gets thrown out the door completely because we do concede. It is Robin Gosens, the German left midfielder. He tucks the ball into the back in a nice little header. Sam Johnson couldn't really do anything about it. And we've got to definitely mount a comeback now in this one. We've got to kind of score, I'd say, at least 3 goals. Or get at least a 3-1 win with that 2-goal gap between ourselves and them. Just in case. And thankfully, 3 minutes after they score, Tammy goes right down the other end. And Tammy tucks the ball into the back of the net. Shows no respect with the celebration, It's all about him. He is the main goal scorer in this team. And he is showing us he can do it on the big stage. When we're 1-0 down, we need a goal. He is the man we can rely on. But, again, just half an hour later, Tammy charging through on goal. Not the quickest, but he's definitely the strongest and probably the most accurate of all of our players. Bit of luck. You always need a bit of luck when it comes to football. And thankfully, Tammy Abraham had it there quite a few different times there. Because his first shot deflected back to him. His second shot went underneath the keeper and bounced up. And then thankfully, he beat his man for the header. And he did make it 2-1. So we're very well on our way to that 2-goal gap that I do want in this game. And with Ryan Sessegnon knocking the ball through to Matheus Cunha just 5 minutes after he scored to make it 2-1, he goes and makes it 3-1. He's been on fine form these past kind of 3 or 4 episodes. He's been really, really, really good. Ever since we moved him into the central cam position, really. But we move into the second half. A chance for them as Kennedy dinks this one into the box. Gosens goes for his second. This time there is no early goal for the second half, and this time Sam Johnson does deny Gosens the chance of getting them back into the game pretty much. Here as Lewis Dunk gets turned quite a few times by Unal, holds him off brilliantly, plays it to Piatek to Jimenez, Jimenez to Derun to Unal, great passing here from Atalanta. Lewis Dunk's all over the place. Thankfully we get a couple of lucky blocks in there, but Sam Johnson's got to be doing better there as the chance is headed home. And you can probably see there they had Unal on, Raul Jimenez on, and Piatek on. So they had 3 strikers on the pitch in this game. They played the same formation as Braga do. And I guess actually these were probably just as easy to play in an attacking sense. Because we had so much space. Tammy's going to look to make it a hat-trick. Does so. He just slows it down just before he takes the strike. Kind of sets himself, composes himself. We make it 4-2. We regain that 2-goal lead that I do want in this game. Tammy with a hat-trick in the big game, showing exactly why he is the star man in this team. 6 attempts on goal, 3 goals do come from it. A nice little 50% conversion rate in this game as we move into the next game in the Premier League, returning to the Premier League, taking on Arsenal at the Emirates. Need a result here. We've had a couple of decent results against Arsenal throughout. They've probably been, of the top 6 teams, the one we've struggled against the most, actually. Probably them and Liverpool. But we need a result here if we want to continue our fight for the league title. But 10 minutes into the game, Lewis Dunk goes down. Lewis Dunk stays down. And the captain's going to be out for 2 months. So he's going to miss the end of the season. He's going to miss the next game against Atalanta. And that's really, really unfortunate. But it does mean that Ampadu's going to come into the first team. And he is going to be required to step up and fill some pretty big boots. All things considered defensively this season. As the Ox against his former team does go and make it 1-0 literally just before half-time. He shows the respect. He's got the captain's armband on for today. I think he's probably the most experienced player out on the pitch when Lewis Dunk isn't available out there. Obviously he's won quite a lot with Liverpool. But we move forward into the second half. 20 minutes into the game, or into the second half I should say. Sessegnon overlapping on this left-hand side, plays it in, and it's a great header from Matheus Cunha, the Brazilian, proving he's not just good with his feet, he can also do it with his head. Doubling our lead, and pretty much putting us out of sight of Arsenal in this game. They didn't really threaten us all too much in this one, actually, all things considered. They weren't the strongest going forward. The midfield really got dominated by our 2 in Maitland-Niles and the Ox. And then up top, you can see we make it 3-0 here with Tammy. We absolutely smashed them. Went to their home stadium and we smashed them. Looks like Arteta's luck in real life doesn't even... doesn't even change in game. Even in game, he's not the best of managers. As Trossard on this left-hand side, he's going to cut inside into the box. He's going to look to skip past a couple of players, go alone here as he's taken out as he is about to take the shot by Dani Carvajal. Decent signing, but probably way past it now at this point in the game. But we do get a penalty in the final few minutes. You can see there's literally a minute left. Stepping up is going to be Matheus Cunha. And you love to see it. You love to see it. You know, you may as well. When you're 3-0 up, you may as well dink it down the middle. Keeper dives the wrong way, and Matheus Cunha looks like an absolute hero there with that one. We shake hands with Arteta. You know, we say, come to my office after this one. We'll give you a few tips on how to manage a team, because he is clearly struggling as we move into the second leg of the game against Atalanta in the Europa League. 4-2 advantage for ourselves. They are going to be very attacking in this one, and that showed exactly as 3 minutes into the game. Raul Jimenez knocks the ball through to Stefan, and Zach Stefan, the former Wolfsburg man, makes it 1-0. Cutting our aggregate advantage to just the 1 goal. But you've seen how many goals we scored against them already in this tie. Can we do it again? Well, Matheus Cunha charging through from deep. Really should be scoring that one. It was put on a plate for him and he didn't finish his dinner. But just a few minutes later, the Ox wins the header from deep. Nice little layoff there from Tammy. Finds Matheus Cunha and he's just going to charge it with the defence. Maitland-Niles going to do the same. There's a big gap for Tammy to run through in. Don't know what's happening here with their defence. Obviously, they play 3 at the back. Tammy cuts inside and he gets his 4th goal of the tie, making it 5-3, restoring that 2-goal advantage and also giving us an away goal, a cheeky little away goal to help us if things do get that tight in this game. As the Ox finds Matheus Cunha again, knocking it over the top to Tammy, who again has so much space, goes for the audacious little volley from a very strange angle from actually quite far out as well, and you can see how that one ended up not the best. But from the resulting goal kick, they're going to try and work it out from the back, but Sessegnon gets the header over the top of Kovalenko, and he's going to charge down this left-hand side. He's got 3 men in the middle to aim for, probably going to prioritise trying to find Tammy, but in the end he goes for Trossard. It didn't quite work out, but a lovely ball there from Maitland-Niles. Finds Tariq Lamptey again. A couple of men in the middle, trying to prioritise the man in Tammy Abraham, and eventually is found to him, not by the cross, but actually by Leon Bailey, playing it across the floor to him. And he could be on for back-to-back hat-tricks here against Atalanta. He's proven these Italian teams, he's not just a player that can do it in England, he's doing it in Italy as well. And hopefully, well, seems like he's going to be able to do that in real life as well. As he's through here for his hat-trick, he's not quite the quickest though. Alessandro Martinez does deny him the chance, but from the resulting corner, it's whipped across, and Enoch Nwepu is there. The number 12 doesn't get as much game time as maybe he should, but that is purely down to the dominance of Ainsley Maitland-Niles and the Ox. They just absolutely dominate that midfield. But when he does come on, Nwepu does put in a good little shift, and he definitely is deserving. Any other team, he'd probably be first team. But again, chance is going to fall to Nwepu. Back outside to Trossard, whips across to the back post. And, you know, when it rains, it pours here for Atalanta. Really unfortunate for them. Trossard's cross is deflected into their own goal. They will be going home empty-handed. They will not be going through to the next round of the Europa League. We will be. And we're going to end this episode off with a game against Liverpool. And we travel to Anfield here. 6 goals in his last 3 games for Tammy. Can he continue that against Liverpool? Only time will tell. But against Liverpool at Anfield, we move all the way to the 54th minute. Very dull, very boring first half. Nothing really to show for it, but as we move into the first 10 minutes of this second half, things are going to pick up as Robertson finds Dani Olmo. Olmo out to Jota. Jota going to go back inside to Olmo. There's a couple of chances here for him. He finds Mikel Merino back through to his Spanish countryman, and they'll play a little 1-2, kind of bamboozling Sam Johnson there. But that's probably going to be down to the fact that we've not got Lewis Dunk in the midfield, in the defence, and we do have Ampadu, who's a bit inexperienced, maybe still very young. But Tomiyasu and Ampadu should be working well together as we go through in the final minute of the game. Leon Bailey cuts the ball across to Matheus Cunha. And with 30 seconds remaining in the game, in a game we need a result if we want to keep up with Man City, we go and get at least 1 point. 1 point's better than none. And we do get that. That is going to be the final score, 1-1. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace.